For those of you thinking that home values are coming down, well, you're half right, but not in the local market here in Atlanta. I'll explain that and more as we take a quick look at national market numbers, a deeper look at the Atlanta real estate market, and you'll find out why I now have a turtle and forfeit. You won't want to miss a second of this video, and we're starting right now. Let's do it. Hey, if you're new to this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area, then hit that subscription button, tap that notification bell so that you can be the first to learn about this current market here in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Jonathan McCoy, and I'm getting calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make that move here to Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving right now, a month from now, or a year from now, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd be happy to talk to you more about making that smooth transition here to Atlanta, Georgia. My contact information is below. As you may or may not be aware of, I put monthly videos out just like this one, giving you unique data that no one else seems to be sharing about the Atlanta real estate market. Today I'm starting with national numbers. So often in the news, all you hear are national numbers when it comes to real estate. And now there is a very big split that is happening, and it's very interesting, going right down the middle of the U.S. The split is happening west of Texas, but it actually also includes Austin, Texas, and east of Colorado. For some of you out there predicting more doom and gloom, then the west side of the U.S. has you covered. In the 12 largest metro areas west of Texas, and also including Austin, home prices fell last month and have been on the decline. In San Jose, we saw a 10.5% drop. San Francisco saw a 10.3% decrease. And in the Seattle market, we saw a drop of home values by 7.5%. But on the flip side, there was an increase by 12% in home values in Miami, 9.3% in Orlando, and the Buffalo, New York market saw an increase of 8.3% since last month. The question is, why are we seeing this divide? Well, one of the places you can look for answers to this question is to the prices before the pandemic hit and the crazy market that followed. Home values in many cities out west were already sky high pre-pandemic. When the pandemic hit, that drove prices even higher. In the east, most of the large metro areas were reasonably priced. When the pandemic hit, prices went up everywhere, but at the same time, working from home became more of a common thing, which allowed for more workers to move around the U.S. and choose where they wanted to live, which a lot of them moved east, where homes were more reasonably priced. At the same time over the last year, we have seen some major hits in the tech industry, many of which have their headquarters in many of the western cities in the U.S. The layoffs have caused home values to fall, with more people moving out of those cities or having to downsize to more affordable homes in those cities. The eastern cities of the U.S., on the other hand, have not seen that impact as much. And though the prices here took some crazy upswings during the pandemic, many of the cities are still more reasonably priced when compared to the western cities of the same size. Also, what you're seeing is less people in the east looking to move, which has continued to put a death grip on the inventory here. Now for what I take more interested in, and that is what is happening here in Atlanta. As it has been stated month after month after month in these videos, Atlanta will continue to see home values grow, and seasonality is back, which means with the beginning of spring and into the summer, we will see median sales prices go up. For now, those jumps in prices have been a little bit more moderate than we've seen in the past, but I'm telling you that you should take caution. These prices may take some big jumps in the upcoming months. I say that because of my personal observations and the data that's been coming in. I know many of you in the chat have been questioning my personal observations because it's such a small sample size, and I understand that. However, what I stated and what I was seeing months ago has come true with the rise not only in home values, but also buyers coming back into this market. If we look at this chart here and comparing March 2022 with March of 2023, we see that the number of active homes is higher, the number of pending homes is lower, and the number of sold homes is lower when compared to last year. To remind you though, around March of 2022 is when we started to see a slowdown in the Atlanta real estate market. So the month-over-month comparisons in the months to come should start looking more similar to one another. The interesting thing to note here is the total number of homes when adding up the active, the pending, and the sold. There were 16,127 total single-family detached homes on the market in March of 2022, and Now compared to March of 2023, we see a total of 14,259. The total number of homes on the market is down by 1,868. There are less people right now looking to sell their home, but less people also buying. The fewer home buyers right now has helped combat the lack of inventory, while prices have been on the increase. They have not accelerated at breakneck speed as we saw the past couple years. When compared to the last year, where the median sales price was $420,000, the median sales price for March of 2023 was only 0.8% higher at $423,150. Let's jump over to the 6-month trends chart, and that tells a story of what's been happening lately, and in a little more detail. I said welcome back to seasonality, and this chart certainly depicted that fact. We saw the market slow and the median sales prices go down from November to January. Back in January, I stated that we were starting to see an early spring market happening because what we're seeing is multiple offers again and more buyers popping up due to the interest rates coming back down some. In February and March, we have now seen a rise in the median sales price month over month. I think these prices will continue to rise to go along with seasonality, but I think they will stay on the 1 or 2% range higher than they were last year. Also worth noting is the total months of supply of inventory is down to 1.7, and the days on market is now down to 38 days. One of my favorite numbers to look at is pending ratio. We're not only seeing that the pending ratio is up to 47.7%, you also should be aware that this is the highest this number has been since June of 2022. If we start seeing this number get back in the 60 and 70% range, prices are going to shoot up. Let's hope that does not happen, and either we see fewer buyers hitting the market or a rise in the number of listings. I think the former is the more likely scenario, as most homeowners are happy with their current mortgage rates and don't really want to jump back into the market right now with interest rates being where they're at. Jumping down to this next chart, we will find the month supply of inventory for different price ranges. As you can see, if you are looking at a home for under $800,000, then the inventory is below 2 months. In addition, it is a seller's market all the way up to the $2 million range. The luxury market is one indicator to watch for a market shift, and while we saw the inventory in the luxury home market start to increase last year, that number has gone back down. When it comes to condos and townhomes, these don't get affected as much by seasonality. Looking at this 6-month trend here, we see that the listings have gone down, but the number of pending homes has gone up, as well as the number of sold. And if we look back to October of 2022, even though we see some ups and downs along the way, the median sales price has been holding pretty steady over that time period, with it now being at $327,500. What does this mean for you and where are we headed? First, I will say that it will be interesting to see where inflation goes over the next few months, as the biggest impact on inflation is the cost of housing. We see the western cities have decreased in home values, and we see the opposite in the eastern cities. The hope is inflation will get under control and the interest rates can either stay steady or hopefully come back down. Experts in the mortgage industry are predicting that the rates will be in the 5s by the end of this year. As far as prices in Atlanta, I expect them to increase based on seasonality, with a 1 to 2% increase when compared year over year. At the peak last year, we saw a median sales price of $451,000 in July of 2022. I would expect prices to peak somewhere this year between the $451,000 mark up to maybe $460,000. Guess we'll see if that happens. And of course, the most important thing that you are waiting to learn about is how I now own a turtle and 4 fish. Well, the turtle was found by a neighbor, and my kids were present, and when the neighbor asked if we wanted to keep it, of course my kids begged us to. And now, while I'm pretty good at saying no to my kids, hard to say no to these two all the time, so when it came to owning their first pet, we said yes. And of course, if you're going to have a turtle, you might as well add some fish to it to keep them company. Now that you know that random story that has nothing to do with the Atlanta real estate market, it's now time to ask if you have any questions about this market, or if you're looking to make that move right now, a month from now, or a year from now, give us a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to help you make that smooth move here to Atlanta. Thanks, and I hope to see you next time.